Okay, at the park. About to cook some food. I should have recorded this, but I didn't. A white guy comes over, and this is the second time I've interacted with him. He was over there about, the first time I interacted with him, I was sitting right here, relaxing, just minding my own business. He comes from over there and then starts yelling at me. He's like, hello, and he says hello like 2 or 3 times. And I'm like, what do you want? And then he's like, you're negative. And I'm just like, but I don't have to. And then I don't have to talk to you if I don't want to. And then he says to me, this park is for everyone. But I'm like, well, it doesn't mean that you get to come up to me and yell at me. He came back, and he had these 2 dogs, and the dogs have been growling at me all day all morning. The dogs have been growling at me for some apparent reason. The dogs growled at me. And I haven't even set up anything yet. I just am wiping the table down because it's wet. He comes up to me. The dogs start growling, and he looks at me. He's like, I guess they don't like you. I'm like, okay, hold on. Before you go, who the fuck is even talking to you? Why are you here telling me that? Why would you even come up to me? And then I'm getting all this negativity. And then as that is happening, a cop car goes by. And now I'm trying to cook food and I'm being harassed. Like, someone is trying to pour anger into me. As you can tell, I'm a little angry. So let's go by and see who's around. I guarantee it's some Asian guy. So we're just going to record him. Just in case an incident happens, because they've been threatening me with the cops coming nonstop. So I'm going to go ahead and record just in case something happens. Yes. There's some people around. Okay. This is just for my own personal protection. That's them. And so I'm trying to relax and enjoy myself. And they're trying to pour their anger and rage into me. And not only that, they're trying to arrange a way for the cops to come and arrest me. Now, one of the things that has happened to me in the past is that I've been at a park like this. And as you saw beforehand, there's a grill. You're allowed to grill in the park. The cops have actually come up to me and gotten angry at me and yelled at me and tried to threaten me that I was grilling food. So I just wanted to record this to see if they show up, because they might. They've started agitating me a little bit. And so I'm a little angry because they won't leave me alone. And I'll just be honest. They're trying to get me arrested for their own particular issues. Yes. Harassment. Okay. So they recorded. Just wanted to show that. Oh, it's gone away now. Isn't that interesting? Let's see if a cop... And the funny thing that I have, that I just want to say, is that when you're dealing with the constant need to set people up and attack and harass and be a part of, and force yourself onto others, this machine, it's like you can't even go and take a shit without it trying to interact with you. in negative ways. And then it's funny because the guy came up to me and yelled at me and he's like, "You're very negative." And I'm just like, I'm just defending myself from you. All I'm trying to do is defend myself from you. There's a huge ass park. Why you gotta come up to me with your dogs and tell me I'm negative? Oh, like, why would anyone do that? Unless they're trying and they're attempting to aggravate you. Unless they are honestly trying to aggravate you. When you're minding your own business, and I have dealt with so much shit with them that it's just unbelievable that they keep coming back like a fucking bug, like a pest. And you should have seen the face. I told him, I was like, dude, if you got something to say to me, if you got a problem with me, come and say it to my face. Don't run off. And that's what he did. He talked his shit and ran off. And I'm like, dude, if you got a problem with me for being here, protecting myself, then say it to my face. Don't call your cops, okay, with guns. Stand up. Have some courage. Say it to my face. Okay? Whatever reason you have, say it to my face. And I will protect myself. But what they do, and they just flashed an image of something. What I have seen over and over again is a setup. They like to control the situation. And they like to manipulate it in any particular way. I've had Army veterans. When I used to sleep on the beach, there'd be Army veterans, for some reason, that like to come and sleep right next to me. I had a particular incident in which an Army veteran like the entire, where I was sleeping, imagine I'm like sleeping right here, right? And all of this is empty. And I have dealt with people showing up in their cars and like bothering me, harassing me inside their cars. And the guy shows up right next to me. Like there's no other parking spaces. All the parking spaces are empty. I don't know if you've ever seen Huntington Beach, but it's like an entire 4-mile strip straight on the beach. No cars were there. He parks right next to me. And I'm trying to sleep, and I'm just getting these messages over and over and over and over again. Something trying to influence me through some type of hypnosis or something trying to interact with me in ways in which I would never allow. And it turns out it's some faggot ass white guy stuck in his car. So I go up to him. I'm like, okay, I'm done, dude. Can you please leave? I ask him nicely. I'm like, I tell him, I'm like, can you please just like leave the area? Like, you don't have to sleep right next to me. I'm like, I know who you are. And I tell him, because I have to deal with them denying what they're doing and what they're about on a regular basis. I have to deal with them denying it. And I tell him straight to his face, because I'm not a coward. I tell him straight to his face, I know what you're doing. Can you please leave? There's no reason why you need to park right next to me. Kind of like, when you see these, this is a park, they were bothering me, and I recorded them so that now the bothering is done. And so I ask him to leave, and he doesn't want to. You know what he says to me? Hey, brother, just go back and go to sleep. I'm going to stay right here, and just go back and go to sleep. Okay? And he says it in a way as if I'm supposed to do what he says. And so I take some glass bottles and I throw them up in the air right next to his car and start shattering them. Oh, he gets pissed. I'm like, but this is You don't understand. You're harassing me. This is a form of harassment. He gets out of the car and this is in the middle of the night. He runs at me, this white guy, and starts yelling at me like he's been fucking injected with some type of steroids. Talking about, I'm an Army veteran. I'll go and get my son and we'll come and kill you and all this other stuff. Said all this shit. And I'm like, all right, dude. I'm not prepared for this situation. I know what you're about. And I just asked you to leave. And you don't want to. What you want to do is interact with me in a very negative way and possibly try and get me in a fight and try to hurt me. And I didn't have any weapons on me at the time. I do now. Just in case someone wants to come up to me and start a fight. They like to try and catch you off guard. And unprepared. But I make sure that I am prepared now. And when I told the guy, if you want to talk to me, come up to my face and talk to me. And I was prepared, just in case something might happen. Because that's how they are. And this is the third incident today alone in which I had some dogs barking at me. One dog almost flung itself off its chain trying to get me while the guy was walking. Now, how does that happen? A trained dog that someone is walking. Normally they're nice, right? Not this one. This one literally almost jumped off the chain trying to bite me. I was just riding past on my bike. And this was in the park. I'm like, you can't have a dog. Like, in my opinion, from what I understand, you can't have an untrained rabid dog attacking people. And so this is what I'm dealing with because the police are trying to arrest me. And now they're going to start harassing me in different ways and trying to get me angry and trying to cause a stir. And sending agents around. And that's why exactly, I didn't videotape it. I never think about it. As soon as the guy came by, I should have been videotaping because then the cop car came by. As soon as he interacted with me and the dogs growled at me and said that they must not like you. Maybe you're negative. You're too negative. And he said something like that. And then the cop car goes by and I'm just like, fuck you, dude. You don't know who the fuck I am and what I've dealt with Shaw. Walk a day. You can't because you're dead. You're a dead machine. So even if you did, it's like you're a puppet clown being told what to do. Probably sucking some cop's dick. Go fuck yourselves. And I don't give a fuck what happens to you. And how's this for negative? I'm going to do everything I can to protect myself. And that means killing everything. Except for me. How's that for negative? Bye.